It is me again! Yes, I am still doing YouTube. So let me just get straight to the point. I played Pokemon Sword while doing the bare minimum of battles and getting the least amount of XP possible. No catching Dynamax Pokemon, no lucky egg, no XP items, and avoid any battle you can avoid. That is it. It was different from what I was expecting, but let's do this. So before you actually boot up the game, there's something that matters. Well, to me, I don't know, possibly to you guys as well. You meet two NPCs at the first train station you got off at. They give you a Pikachu and Eevee that can G-Max. The only way to get them is by having a save file of Let's Go Pikachu or Eevee to get them. So if you have one of these, play it up until you get Pikachu or Eevee and then save. You get a free Pokemon, and it is needed. Getting Eevee doesn't change my outcome of the starter, but getting Pikachu would have. So if you plan on doing a run like this, keep this in mind. So, we all know how this goes. Wake up, see Mom, meet Hop, go see Leon, get starter, pick Sobble, name it Nappy, go into Forest, see Legendary, go see Sonia, and reach Route 2. Okay, before starting Route 2, I just remembered that you could lose the Hop battle, which I didn't, which means I got unnecessary XP. But who cares? We are doing minimum battle now. Also, side note, I realized that you could possibly skip the first three encounters you do in the forest, so, yeah, min battle now. Route 2, Leon shows us how to catch Pokemon, and we have two trainers, so far only missing one battle. Blah, blah, blah. Story, hop battle, spam, water gun, win. After that, we get our registration, go ahead to get on the train, we get stopped by Wooloo, we talk to a friendly trainer who gives us Gamer the Eevee, and now we do Dynamax battles. And you must be saying, but Isaac, you are not allowed to catch Dynamax Pokemon. And that is true. But they drop Dynamax candies, which we can give to our Pokemon, which increases HP when Dynamax, which makes this run very much more possible. I would recommend doing a mix of the story and then taking a break to do Dynamax battles, but it might have been good to just get them all at the start. You need at least 60 candies. 80 if you get both Pikachu and Eevee, and however more you want if you go for more than one fossil Pokemon. And one final thing, I won't be saying when I went to do more Dynamax battles every time, because I don't think that's necessary. So after doing some Dynamax battles, I go get registered, go to the hotel, do the Team Yell battles, and here I recommend to start switch training your Pokemon. I definitely did with Gamer and Nappy for more XP, and win most of all. Then the next day, we do the event. More story, another hop battle, more switch training and stuff. I'll say this now, switch training is important, and I'll be basically doing it in every battle. You should be doing as well if you ever decide to do this challenge. Also, items do matter. Make sure you have an item on your Pokemon at all times, and make sure you go for every item that you can find. You never know what you'll need or which move might come in handy, okay? Anyway, Route 3! This is where the challenge shines, since out of the possible 6 trainers, only one of them is mandatory and it's the final one. So make sure you plan carefully how to distribute this XP. Either way, first cave, only 2 battles are required here out of the 5. This is not great. We really need the XP. The first battle ain't too much of a challenge, but the beat battle, just make sure you use Gamer for his first 2 Pokemon and then have Nappy deal with the final one. Anyway, more story. Route 4. None of the trainers are required, and then we reach the first gym. Okay, so for the first gym, it actually took me a total of 3 tries, so I'll just talk about the third try. Of the 3 gym trainers, the first one is the only one required, and he has a Gossiflyer. Open with Snappy, immediately switch out for Gamer. Win. Also make sure you heal before you go and face a Milo, because I didn't on this attempt, which might have made things a little bit harder. Anyway, the strategy for Milo, Gamer opens up, Sand Attack the Glossifier, forcing it to use Magical Leaf, which only does about 15 damage. Drop 2 active attacks on Gamer, use 1 Covette, keep healing with potions, and wait until Milo decides to use a move that isn't Magical Leaf, which will, of course, cause it to miss. Then use Quick Attack next turn to KO it, leaving Gamer at full HP. Either way, Eldegoss, you got a Dynamax, Pray that it doesn't use its strongest grass move twice. And if it doesn't, then you should win this. I hated Milo. Either way, Nappy evolved. Next route, get the free Toxel, who we named Derpy. And the required battles on this route, 3 out of 10. Team Yell Grunt 1, do the same as always. Team Yell Grunt 2, do the same as always again. Okay, Hop Battle. Derpy take cares of Wooloo and Corvisquire. Nappy take cares of Reboot. End of Hop Battle. More story progression! Gym 2, first trainer, time pull. Make sure you quickly switch out Derpy because it knows Mudshot. Use Gamer to win easily. Second trainer battle, Krabby. Derpy can take care of it. Cortfish, Gamer got it. Is this good content? I don't know. Nessa! No one told me Dreadnought had Swift Swim, so making it rain is a bad idea. So, second try. Goldeen, Derpy uses Nuzzle. Gamer comes out to finish it. Arcuda, same strategy. Either way, Dreadnought, bring out Nappy and only use Max Strike. If Dreadnought gets Rain out and is able to use Swift Swim, then you basically lose. So spam Max Strike, which is good because it lowers speed as well. Anyway, make sure Nappy lives. Try your best to get as many tearful looks in to lower his attack. Use revives if necessary. This is a battle of living, and you should eventually be taking little damage and finally be able to KO it. Next up is Beat. This one requires a bit of luck. Make sure you teach Shadow Ball to Gamer because it will need it. And just like make sure you switch between Gamer and Nappy and heal when necessary to win this battle. Only one trainer is required, and then you reach the end of the cave, where you have to do a double battle with Hop, let Nappy deal with it. I think I'm just repeating myself over and over again. Anyway, Marnie battle. This one sucked. For Crogunt, Derpy is the one. Spam Tearful Look, and then attack, but make sure you Nuzzle first. Scraggy, Nuzzle, and Nappy can actually deal with this one. Anyway, more Peko. The reason this battle sucks, Gamer is the only one who can actually hit it and survive a hit or two. Gamer was around level 22, Morpeko was level 26. We don't have nothing for it other than Gamer. Also, the amount of crits it kept getting was insane. Spam Baby Doll Eyes. Switch between Derpy or Gamer if one gets KO'd. Make sure to revive them. Pray for no crits, and you'll eventually be able to KO it. Also, pray that she used all of her potions by this point. After 6 minutes, I was finally able to take down Morpeko. It sucked. Okay, Gym 3. We actually get to catch all 3 Pokemon for the Gym Challenge since we need the points. So we add Gumi, Obero, and Fanta to the team. So, Kabu. He is actually really easy. Open with Nappy, Dynamax turn 1, and it takes you 4 turns to win since Centiskorch barely lives a max geyser boosted by rain. I immediately evolved Obero after this battle. More story progression! Route 6. Out of the 9 trainers, only 4 are necessary. You can actually get every item here. This is also where the run can divide, since you're getting 1 free fossil Pokemon playing the game normally, but you can also get every fossil from the miners and basically get 4 different Pokemon. Yeah, I didn't do that. You can, but I didn't. Hop battle, we win! Okay, Gym 4. For once, every trainer is actually mandatory, so that is nice XP. We only took 2 tries. I thought Obro was going to sweep, but that wasn't happening. So out came the true MVP of this challenge, Gumi. You'll see why. Either way, since it was a bug, Fighting is weak against it, and it had Coil. So... Okay, a Beat battle was next, and this time it was easy since most of our team was only a level behind Beat. Just in general, this is where the run becomes easy since you have basically already caught up in levels. Anyway, Glenwood Forest, no trainers required. Now comes Opal. All trainers are mandatory because she is trying to find a pupil. I recommend searching up the answers online since those boots do matter. And, well, Obro and Gumi take care of the trainers while Derpy solos Opal. Well, other than the wheezing. You gotta use Obro for that one. As said before, the levels are starting to catch up, and I'm actually going to be real. From Opal to Gordy, only 3 battles are required. A hop battle, a random trainer in Route 8, and the first trainee inside the gym. And for Gordy, well, pray that Derpy can take out his first Pokemon, then Nappy sweeps. So yeah, moving on. So, is this really good content? Because Hop, 2 Yell Grunts, and a Marnie battle. I want to say I struggled somewhere, but I didn't. Same with the trainers for Piers, not much for a struggle. And Piers, well, Gumi sweeps. Gumi, our MVP, comes in clutch. After that, we can immediately rush into Raihan. And for once, I actually had to think deeply in battles. These battles weren't too hard, but I was just like thinking about what was the best option here. For the trainers, each one was a double battle, and every Pokemon on our team actually got to shine here since for every double battle, I used 2 different Pokemon. Anyway, entering Raihan, our team had fully evolved now, meaning we were entering possibly in top form. Although I am writing the script over half a year since I actually played this, I remember Raihan giving me much trouble since it was a dull battle. I had to carefully think about every move. His first 2 Pokemon weren't the problem, it was Sandaconda and Duraludon that were. The combo of Glare and Sandstorm was really taxing. Obro was Dynamax, and I just thought I was going to lose here. I actually had thought this was going to be impossible here. But we pulled through somehow. Obro tanked a Max Roxville and was able to take out Duraludon and Fanta finished Sandaconda. This run is very much still alive. Final round of the game. 4 trainers are mandatory. After that, we are truly in the end game. First is a battle with Marnie, and oh, Gumi swept it. Okay, never mind that. Hop is next. I will say this is one of the few battles where I actually had to come up with a strategy for each Pokemon. Since a Gumi sweep wasn't possible because 2 out of 5 Pokemon resisted or could possibly knock out Gumi. Fanta for Double, Gumi for Snorlax, Derpy for Corviknight, Coldy for Pincurchin, and Nappy for Cinderace. Alright, before we can face the Elite Four, we have to progress the story more. I would say this is challenging and blah blah blah, but it really wasn't anymore since the main Pokemon you're using have already well caught up to the levels of everyone else. Maybe being behind by a level or 2, but they are very viable now. So we just storm through all the Marco employees. Just make sure no one faints, which wasn't too hard, even in the double battles with Hop. Now come Elaney. She isn't hard. Open with Obro, but make sure you immediately Flamethrower. If you do not, and Frostlass gets his evasion too high, restart. Derpy deals with Milotic, Nappy with the Salazzle, Coley with Serena. Send out Nappy again for the Garbodor. Alright, the Elite Four is next. For Beat, he's kind of a pushover. No real struggle here. Nessa, Coldy and Derpy deal with her. Beat, I feel like I should say this since Fanta had Flash Fire. That means Machamp can't hurt Fanta at all, and I found that hilarious. Okay, Raihan. As most people usually say, the refight is easier than the gym battle. I won't go into too much detail, but you can easily imagine which Pokemon I used against his Pokemon. One thing to say is try to have Turtonator use Sunny Day as soon as possible. This is very helpful against Duraludon. But it didn't matter since Obro got outsped, so in comes Nappy. Okay, time to face Leon, and oh, story. Okay, Chairman Rose. Okay, Eternatus. So I believed you got XP from the first phase, but you didn't, so just knock it out. Same thing with phase 2, but Nappy survived on red, so I feel like that is somewhat an achievement. We now have a legendary Pokemon, but I want to use it as backup, just in case we can't do it, because why does the level always jump for the champion? We are more than 10 levels behind now. I fully believed we were going to lose that Rayhan, but the run is very well still alive, so drawing board time. I thought giving Obro the balloon would work, allowing her to survive an earthquake from Haxorus, but Outrage one-shots it. I wanted to go with Old Reliable, but EJ Slash was a special attacker, so it wouldn't survive. And then I remembered the strategy that I used with Milo. Battle items and X items. Broke. Special season. Oh, let's just buy 10. Now with the moveset of Coil, Scald, Leech Life, and Fire Lash. Well, I'm having so much fun, guys. Okay, what's going on? Oh, yeah. My time as champion is over, but what champion has been? Thank you for the greatest battle I ever had. And with that, we were able to beat Pokemon Sword only with the minimum amount of battles. Moral of the story? Goomy the Goat. Thanks for watching.